Good day, everyone. I want to thank you all for being here today because just by showing up, you've already proven something about yourselves. You've taken the first step toward a mindset that will shape your future. Today, I want to talk to you about something fundamental to success, something that separates those who merely dream from those who achieve. That something is the simple yet powerful concept of no excuses. We live in a world that often seems to thrive on excuses. We hear them all the time, don't we? I don't have enough time. I wasn't given the right opportunities. I didn't come from the right background. I'll start tomorrow. The list goes on and on. These excuses are easy to come by, and that's exactly why they are dangerous. They act as invisible chains that bind us to mediocrity, chains that prevent us from moving forward, from growing, and from becoming the people we were meant to be. But let me tell you something that may sting for a moment. Excuses are the enemy of success. You see, success doesn't care about your excuses. It doesn't care if you didn't have a perfect childhood, if you're not naturally gifted, or if the odds seem stacked against you. What success does care about is your willingness to push past those excuses and take action anyway. Because when you strip away the excuses, what you're left with is the truth. Either you did what was necessary to succeed, or you didn't. And I'm here to tell you that if you want to reach your full potential, if you want to live a life without regrets, you have to adopt a no excuses mentality. Let's be clear, life isn't fair. It never has been and never will be. We all face challenges. Some of us have more obstacles than others, but what matters is not the obstacles themselves, but how we respond to them. You have a choice. You can let those obstacles define you, or you can rise above them. And the key to rising above is to refuse to make excuses. Take a moment to think about your own life. What's the story you've been telling yourself about why you're not where you want to be? Maybe you've convinced yourself that you don't have enough time to pursue your goals. Maybe you believe that your financial situation is holding you back. Maybe you've told yourself that you don't have the right connections or the right education. Whatever it is, I want you to understand one thing. Those excuses are nothing more than stories you've been using to stay in your comfort zone. Now, I'm not here to downplay your struggles. We all have them. But what I am here to tell you is that those struggles can either be the reason you succeed or reason you fail. And the difference between those two outcomes, it's your attitude. Let me share a truth with you that has changed the lives of countless people, from world-class athletes to business moguls to artists and scientists. That truth is this: your circumstances do not determine your future, your decisions do. Think about it. History is full of people who had every reason to make excuses but chose not to. Let's talk about someone like Oprah Winfrey, born into poverty, raised in a time when racism and sexism were rampant, and facing countless obstacles along the way. She had every reason to say, I can't do this. But she didn't. Instead, she refused to let her circumstances define her. She made a decision to rise above her challenges. And as a result, she became one of the most successful and influential women in the world. Or how about J.K. Rowling? Before she wrote the Harry Potter series, she was a single mother living on welfare. Her first book was rejected by 12 publishers. She could have easily said, I guess this isn't meant to be. But she didn't. She didn't make excuses. She kept going. She believed in herself, and the world eventually believed in her too. The same principle applies to every area of life, whether it's fitness, career, relationships, or personal development. You can either make progress or you can make excuses, but you can't do both. Now let me ask you, what's your goal? What do you want to achieve? Maybe you want to start your own business, get fit, learn a new skill, or finally complete that project you've been putting off. Whatever it is, I want you to think about the excuses that have been holding you back. Maybe it's fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of the unknown. Or maybe it's a lack of motivation, the belief that you don't have what it takes. But here's the thing, every single excuse you can think of has been overcome by someone before you. Don't have enough time. There are people who are busier than you who are still making it happen. Don't have enough money. Some of the greatest success stories come from people who started with nothing. They don't have the skills. Guess what? You can learn them. And as for fear, let me tell you something about fear. Fear is a liar. Fear tells you that you can't when the truth is you can. Fear is nothing more than the brain's way of trying to protect you from discomfort, but discomfort is where growth happens. So the next time you hear yourself making an excuse, I want you to stop and ask yourself, is this really true? Or is this just a story I'm telling myself to stay comfortable? And then I want you to make a choice. A choice to take ownership of your life. A choice to take action, even if it's uncomfortable. A choice to do what's necessary, even if it's hard. Because here's the reality: success is hard, but so is failure. So is regret, so is mediocrity. You have to choose your hard. You can either choose the hard work it takes to succeed, or you can choose the hard reality of living with excuses and never reaching your full potential. The choice is yours. Now I want to talk about one more thing, and that's accountability. One of the most powerful ways to eliminate excuses from your life is to hold yourself accountable. This means being brutally honest with yourself. It means looking in the mirror and saying, I'm responsible for where I am today, and I'm responsible for where I'll be tomorrow. No one else can do the work for you. No one else can make the decisions for you. But the good news is you have all the power you need within you to create the life you want. You see, success is not about waiting for the right circumstances. It's about creating them. It's about taking responsibility for your life, your actions, and your results. It's about saying, I will find a way, or I will make one. I will not let excuses stand in my way. When you adopt this mindset, when you commit to living a life without excuses, you'll be amazed at what happens. You'll start to see opportunities where you saw obstacles. You'll start to find solutions where you once saw problems. You'll start to realize that the only thing that was ever holding you back was you. And here's the best part: once you eliminate excuses from your life, you become unstoppable. Because when there's no longer an option to quit, to blame, or to make excuses, the only option left is to succeed. So I challenge you today, take a look at your life and identify the excuses that have been holding you back. Write them down if you have to. Acknowledge them and then let them go. From this day forward, refuse to let excuses dictate your future. Instead, choose to take control of your life, your actions, and your success. Because in the end, there are no excuses. There are only choices. And the choices you make today will determine the life you live tomorrow. Thank you.